Yo, what's up, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Infiltrate podcast, Infiltrate Records, presented by Infiltrate Records. I'm with my brother here, also producer, owner of Cathro's Music, my brother Pure Lyrics. What's up, bro?
Yo, what's going on, fam? Excited to be here.
Mhm.
Can't wait to get into what we're gonna about to get into right now, and I love it, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So today, if you're tuning in, we're going to be talking about 5 ways to make money in the music industry as an artist, as a Christian artist. You need to know these things. So we're going to be going over some very important topics today. And you got to think outside of the box, outside of just streaming royalties. And we're going to tell you a little bit of those things today. So today we're going to be covering, the importance of having your own website, the importance of live shows, the importance of the knowledge that you have. Use that to your advantage to help others. Vinyl CDs, those type of things are tangible and physical ways to be able to make money, and also making sure that you understand that don't just use DistroKid, TuneCore, CD Baby just to think that's all that you get for streams and stuff like that, because you're missing out on additional income that could come back to bless you in your ministry. Make sure that you know what a PRO and mechanical royalties are. So we're going to be talking about those 5 things. Me and Pure are going to get into those
Yes,
more
sir.
in depth. But before we get going, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment. Make sure you follow Cathros Music. He's got a lot of information, great music. He's a producer, rapper, great friend, businessman, entrepreneur. Same thing here. We are on this podcast. Him and I both do things outside of just rapping. Him and I got songs together that are going to be coming out. We're both producers. We're both entrepreneurs. We both love Jesus. So it's ministry and everything, but we have different angles that we're attacking, and we just want to come and pay it forward. And also, if you don't know Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior, reach out to us, info at Infiltrate Records. We will definitely spread the gospel with you. Make sure that you understand the gospel, and be there for you, because our most important mission is the Great Commission. So
Amen.
without further ado, thank you for tuning in. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment, share, hit the notification bell, pass this on to a friend if you think it can help them. So, Pure, bro, thank you for being on here with me, man.
Yes,
Um,
sir.
Stuff. So today we're gonna be talking about, like I said, 5 ways to make money in the music industry. Um, you know, I want to get into the first step here, the importance of a website.
Right.
Okay. Um, I call the website a home to call our own, right? Um, we've watched streaming platforms and entities throughout the years. We can go back to MySpace. We could go to the transformation of Twitter, now known as X. We can go to different things. You never know if a platform, right now, you hear rumors of TikTok. It's there. It may get banned. You need a place to call your own. What do you think? For me, number one is, if you're an artist, a beat maker, or a producer, if you're in the music industry, make sure that you have a website. Make sure that you have a place that you call your own, right? Where you don't have limitations and restrictions, and it can open up a world of possibilities for you to be able to make money. And I'll be sharing my website with you and show you some different ways that I utilize it, and people can reach out to me, and some of the advantages of that. So what do you think, Pure, of a website, having a home to call your own, and the importance of that?
Yeah. I mean, especially for an artist, you definitely need more than just one way to get streams of income, and to have a hub to where all that kind of like meets together is crucial, is very, very important. And you touched on exactly the reason why, is like the social media era that we're in. It could be very volatile, in the sense where you don't know when or how or what's going to happen. You could have 10,000 followers on Instagram, and then tomorrow Instagram just decides they're going to shut down, and then what do you have? You know what I mean? You need a place that you could point your listeners, your followers, your supporters to, um so that your stuff could still be there for them to enjoy, and to help to support you, and for you to make that stream of income that you need. So, with your website, you can have things like, all your social medias there. You can have your music up there. If your music's on, different DSPs like Spotify, whatever, you can have links to all those things all in one spot.
Yep.
So like people don't have to go chasing around looking for you. If God forbid something happens to like one of your social media platforms, you have everything in one spot. So it's very, very important to have a website as a music creator.
Absolutely, bro, because it's our home, right? And
Right.
they can't shut that down, right? If Instagram falls off or TikTok or whatever, I've got 3music.com. So guys, I'm sharing my website, right? So that we can, I can share with you what I've done, right? So you've got my album that was released on April 13th. You got the Identity album. It's available. You can see the artwork. You can buy the album here. What's the advantage of that is pure, you're going to agree with this. You don't make much money off of your streams. You got to do a lot of streams. I've had close to 500,000 streams and have not made so much, right? But they can come here and buy my album. They can buy it individually as a track. They can get the track for $1, or they can buy it for $10. And this album's worth more than $10, man. I mean, I've got 20 tracks on here. You know, easily it's justifiable to be at $20, but that's or $10, I'm sorry, but the $10 is worth it, So that's more money than I'm going to make off streams. And look, I've sold a lot of these CDs and stuff, digital copies. It comes to your email, and guess what? There you go. Because of my website, you can watch my latest videos, and then look, I've made that goes to my YouTube, right? So that's linked to my YouTube, like Pure was talking about. Then I have all of my um, social links here: my Instagram, my Facebook, Spotify, Apple. All of my stuff is right here. Then I can grab your email, and then I can retarget you via email, and I can keep you up to date with what I'm doing. So you can do that, artist, with your ministry and your music. And then another thing is the merch store, right? I'm going to share that. So you see my merch store, you see the hats, you see that. Um, you can join our mailing list and get 10% off your next order. You see my shirts, you see my Carhartt hats. These are ways that look right there, because I have a website. You're looking at a few different possibilities for me to be able to make additional money. And we'll get into this as well, but this stuff is drop shipped. So us at Infiltrate Records, Pure and I, we have a guy that does this merch. So when somebody comes on and buys this merch, I'm not handling it. You select it, you add it to cart, right? You pay for it and stuff, and it gets handled. I don't handle it. It gets shipped to you and stuff. But I pay for the cost, and I get the difference of the cost, right? So those are ways in the importance of having that website is what I guess I want to say,
Right.
and everything. Anything you want to hit on that?
Yeah, no, I mean it's you're showing exactly, the reason why it's so important to have this website. It's all about, I think, the easier and the more pleasant experience your customer, consumer, or your follower has, the more likely they'll be able to or they'll want to support you and invest in you. You know what I mean? If they have to go to like 4 different links, one to listen to your music, then a whole nother link to go to your merch, then a whole nother link to go to your YouTube or whatever, they're less likely to go through all of that stuff, especially in this age now where we want everything at the finger of at our fingertips right here, right now. The website is the way to do that. You know what I mean? They have everything right then and right there. It's very easy, very simple. So I think it's very important, and I urge every artist to look into and invest in creating a website for yourself. You know what I mean? No matter what you have, like no matter maybe you don't have your merch set up yet or whatever, that's okay. Just start with your music, put that stuff up there, just get it started, get it going.
Exactly. And another thing that you can clearly articulate it a little bit more, because you run out of space sometimes in your bios on your on Instagram and things like that. You can put your mission and your vision so people can see clearly what your purpose, what your mission, what your vision is. You know,
Right.
if when people understand what you're doing, Pure, and they understand what we're doing, then that can give them the opportunity to understand, to pray about, and see if they want to support us. You know, they may not be a huge fan of the music. However, um they may love the mission and the vision and come on support us, but our website gave us an opportunity and a platform for people to be able to see that. So guys, that is our number one way right there, that if you are not prepared that you can be making money, is again your website. Okay. It's very, very important. You don't get as much money from streams. We get really kind of raked over the head. But look, I can get $9.99, I can get $10 off my album being being sold.
Right.
So make sure that you have a home to call your own. Number two, we want to get into live shows. Okay. Um, this opens up opportunities if you have merchandise. Um, and I'll talk a little bit about drop shipping too. That'll kind of go back to the website, but we'll explain what drop shipping is. I don't want to insult your intelligence if you do know what it is, but we'll get into that. But let's talk about live shows, Pure. Live shows, bro.
Yeah,
Involved.
I'm with live shows is great because there's different ways that you could get money, and you touched on one of them, is the merch. If you have physical merch on hand when you're doing a live show, and you're able to get like a little table or tent out there, you're able to sell your merch right then and there. That's just like one quick way to, make a sale on something. Someone connects with your music, or even if they don't, maybe they don't connect with the music, but they love the shirt. You know what I mean? You have two different avenues there. Other ways with live shows, if you're fortunate enough to get something where a promoter or the venue owners, they're paying artists to perform, you could get paid there. You could get paid off of ticket sales. It's just a great way, to create a stream of income as well. So I definitely would advise you to look into doing like shows and touring, like, whenever you're able to. There's definitely a great way to gain revenue.
Yeah, and another thing, make sure that you are unique. Make sure that you are unique to who you are. Make sure that your merchandise represents who you are as well. So create unique merchandise, right? To have at your shows, right? So merchandise sales are a valuable revenue stream for musicians. And you get, when people see you, they want to support you live. So that's the experience that live shows give, is people love live shows. They're getting out, they're getting around community, you're being around each other, you're getting out the house, and you're hearing some good music. Who doesn't like that? But when people come, if you can afford it, make sure that you have merchandise and stuff. If you do not have merchandise, I'll get into it after this. You can drop ship, where you don't have to have $1,000 worth of product
On hand,
up
right?
front on hand. You can have $100 worth of product, and because you have a website like we talked about in the number one way to make some additional money, you can drop ship from your website like I showed you in my shop. That's drop shipped, so I don't get stuck with $4,000 worth of merchandise and it's just sitting in my closet. So you want to be wise and you want to scale as you go. But when you have merchandise, think about your brand and your vision and all of that stuff. We'll get into the importance of a logo in another video, but make sure that it lines up with your brand. So you're creating unique merchandise to have at your live shows offers fans tangible ways to support their favorite artists while also providing a unique branding opportunity. It offers a variety of merchandise items that appeal to your fan base. This can include, again, t-shirts, hoodies, hats, posters, stickers, and accessories, creating limited edition, like we'll talk about it a little bit here, NFTs. That's something that at Infiltrate Records we can do. We can patentize. So with some of our artists, they have the opportunity to get their own NFTs, and it could be limited edition NFTs and something unique for, Pure's ministry or Three's ministry or our branding, right? So we can create limited edition or exclusive items, which can also help drive interest, sales. It can help people to support the mission, vision, and cause. But design merchandise that you have at your live shows reflects your brand as an artist and resonates with your fans. You can work with graphic designers. We at Infiltrate Records have graphic designers and artists that can help you develop eye-catching and unique designs that stand out. Also, you can go to services like Fiverr. Like, there's no excuse to not be creative in 2024 with technology, with AI and everything like that. But you should also ensure that your merchandise is of high quality, right? So, like my hats that I shared out previously, they're Carhartt hats. They're not junky hats. They're not gonna, you're gonna wear it 2 times, it's gonna get a sweat stain and be done. You want high quality stuff, and same thing, like you should be putting out with your music, high quality merchandise not only looks better but also has a higher perceived value to fans. But you can have that on your website, but doing live shows, you can have that there at your table, and it can be another way for people to be able to support you while at a live show, and another source of income, just because you've done a show, just because you've done a live show, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Yeah, I think you touched on a lot of things, a lot of important things to keep in mind. And just to reiterate what you said, which I agree with, is, making sure that you're not just selling a t-shirt that says something on it that has nothing to do with what you're about, because then the customer is not going to really connect with you.
Exactly.
There needs to be like a cohesion with what your vision is, what you're about, what your brand is. That needs to be coincide with what you're trying to sell and what you're trying to put out there as merchandise, for sure.
100%. So, number one, guys, we have a website that you can call your home for your music and your brand and all of that. Number two, live shows. Make sure that you have merch and drop shipping. What is drop shipping, right? You don't need to have the merch on hand. You can sell it on your website, just like my shop here. I'll go on and I'll go on and share it again real quick so y'all can see that as I'm talking. But basically, if you go to my shop here, right, you click on it, you buy this product. This is to my website. As you can see, it's got a different slug up here, servecustom.com. They handle my drop shipping, and it's cheaper than Printful or Printify and stuff like that. But you can use Printful or Printify. Those links will be in the description of this video, but you buy it. I don't handle it. Serve Custom handles it, who builds our landing pages at Infiltrate Records for our shops, and they ship it out for me. I get paid, right? I have a card on file, and only thing I'm paying is cost on what the merchandise actually cost. I'm setting my prices. If I'm getting this hoodie right here for $10, I'm setting it at $35. I'm getting $25 worth of profit. Okay. It's a little bit more for hoodies nowadays, but I'm just saying, you at least, and you want to set your drop shipping prices, you want to be making 30% at least of profit. That's a rule of thumb for business. 30 to 40%, if you can, you want to be making in profit. Okay. If not, you're gonna be losing your butt. And if you ain't making nothing, what are you in business for? Like, what are you doing? How can you sustain? So I'm gonna stop sharing that, but I just kind of want you guys to know that's the drop shipping is. You don't need to have the tangible item. You've got the URL on your website, because you have a website like we talked about in step one. People can come and buy, and you make the different, you set your prices a little bit higher than what you're getting the actual product for. It gets shipped, sold to your client, or to the customer that bought whatever merchandise, and then you keep the difference. So that's what drop shipping is. Number three, your knowledge is power. What you know and what you learn. Everybody learns things, and some people are good teachers. Some people can show things in a way that maybe Pure can tell something and articulate something better than I can, or in a manner that, or hit a whole different crowd or audience that I may not be able to. So, Pure, teaching what you know. What's the importance of that, bro?
Yeah. I'll just share a little bit about me as far as this topic is concerned.
Let's go.
I used to always feel like I need to know everything about everything before I start teaching someone else. And with that mindset, what ends up happening is that there's going to be people out there that are going to be losing out on the knowledge that you already have. You know what I mean? Like, just like right now, if I learn something in this moment, I have something to teach now someone else who doesn't know what I just learned. Yeah, I might not be a master at that whole topic or whatever, but there are people that need that are looking for the information that you just learned. You know, so now you have this tool, and Three said, knowledge is power. You know what I mean? There's people that are out there looking, like just like people right now that are watching this. You know, you're looking for information. You know what I mean? And it's powerful. So what I would say is whatever knowledge that you do have, whatever skills you might have, that is something that can be used as another stream of revenue, because people are looking for that no matter what it is. You know, if you're a rapper and you've been rapping for 5 years, let's say, there's rappers out there that only been rapping for 1 year, and you might know more of like the how to record or different things like that. You know, just to give an example that they're looking for, that at one point you didn't know and you were looking for. So there's always opportunity there. There's knowledge that you have that people are looking for. So I urge again, don't just wait until you feel like you're a master of everything. You're going to be waiting forever. You know, the
Yeah,
knowledge that you have, definitely use it. And I also want to point out there's a little theme going on here that we're always going back to our number one way, which is the website. When you put together like teaching modules and stuff like that, this is all stuff that you could list on your website also as services and stuff like that. This is what I was talking about before, for a hub for all your different streams of revenue. So again, I just wanted to reiterate and kind of hammer that home, the importance of the website. But yeah, whatever it is that, if you're a producer, if you're a rapper, a singer, there are techniques that you have that are unique to you, that nobody else is going to find with someone else, that might resonate with them because you do it in a way that's comfortable for them, or that they're able to ingest better. So yeah, definitely look into teaching what you know, and you will help out a lot of people.
yeah. Teaching is also a rewarding way for musicians to share their knowledge, earn income, and build a strong musical community, right? As well, education and music go hand in hand toward enrichment and personal growth. And also, you could connect with local schools that are looking for qualified people to teach. One of the artists now that's with Infiltrate Records, legit, he's with Daniel's kids. He does music workshops like this. He teaches. He goes into schools to underprivileged kids, um, and he helps them to create a song and learn how to use a DAW and things like that. He does that. That's part of his ministry. So you can hold workshops, and again, online. Um, you can even have online courses to teach music theory, composition, performance techniques, all those things to aspiring musicians of all ages and skill levels. You can also sell your online course on platforms like Teachable, Udemy, all of those things. This allows you to reach a wider audience and again earn passive income from course sales. So, even one of the artists we have now, she holds vocal lessons. So you can provide private music lessons in person or online. You can tailor your lessons to meet the individual needs and goals of each student, whether they're beginners or advanced. So, right there, dude, just teaching what you know. Like if me and Pure sat down and we showed you how we go about our beats and do things and all of this, like right now we just showed you off of just teaching like 5 ways to make money. You got to put in the work, but you want to make sure that you can do that. And again, I guess it is occurring, a reoccurring theme here. If you have a website, you can present that. you know Also make sure that you have like a link tree as well on your socials. Make sure you go, linktree.com will be in the description of this video. Make sure you set up everything you do. Make sure it's not confusing, but make sure that everything is on your link tree as well, so that they can reach your website, so that they can reach your socials, and so that they can maybe buy your online courses and things like that as well too. Okay. So that is the number 3 way to make money. Now, so we remember back in the day, I'm gonna get to number 4 here. Vinyls and CDs, man. People were in the trunk of their car. Um, you know, Biggie, Tupac, just all of these guys, man. KRS-One. Like, I'm going back to old heads, just OGs of the rap game and stuff like that. And coming up 80s, 90s, early 2000s too. Like, you made money off of having CDs and stuff like that in your trunk of your vehicle, and people went out and hustled hard, and they were like, "Yo, this is $10." You know, they physically had their copies of their CDs and sold it. So number 4 is vinyls, CDs, and we'll get into NFTs. Okay, but let's talk about that vinyls and CDs. They are not dead. They are people love I've learned that people love to have something physical in their hands, right? Um Even the CD that I was able to put out here, the album Identity, we got 100 CDs. We've already sold over 50 of those. So at $10, that's $500. I've made my money back, right? I think I've got $200 wrapped up in those CDs between wrapping, packaging, the UPC codes and everything like that, on my CDs, and but I made 500. So I've spent 200, but I got $300 in return in ROI because I had that product and people wanted to buy it. And guess what? I had it at my live show, right? And people reach out to me on my website, right, or my link tree, and they say, "Yo, I want a CD. Can I buy it and support you? Because I know you'll make more money that way than streams. I know Spotify and them are raking y'all brothers upside the head." So you
Yeah.
know, so vinyls and CDs. Let's touch on that a little bit, and then I'll get into NFTs.
Man, I mean, me and you, we both come from that era
Yeah,
where like it was we were pressing up CDs. We had CD burners, just burning it out, trying to make CDs,
yep.
just so that we could go to the next. I know for me, like next open mic or freestyle event or whatever it was. If I was performing somewhere, I always had CDs, man. And while we don't see like stores like Virgin Records, or for those OGs, the coconuts, if you know what that is. We don't see that where people are selling, stores are selling CDs like that anymore. Again, with your website, it is not dead. It is not dead at all. And 3 just can attest to that, as he did. You can make money off of these physical items. People want that. There are people that are really into like novelty stuff, and they want those vinyls, and they want that physical touch and feel of something, you know what I mean? And another thing is like when you have like not fans and not followers, but when you have real supporters that are really supporting you, they're gonna want to buy your stuff. They're gonna want to get that CD because they know that they're supporting you, and it's almost like a feeling of like a deeper connection of for them, and that experience for them, like that they're actually helping you along with your journey, and they want to see that. When you get supporters like that, they want to see you win, and they're going to want to invest in you and invest in these things for you. And to be able to have something physical that says, man, look, I got Three's Identity CD, the physical CD, that's something that they could talk about, and they have like a sense of pride of it, of having those things. So man, it is not dead. Definitely look into it. And again, with the website, you're able to sell these things, you're able to showcase it, take it to your shows, you're able to sell it, put it right next to the t-shirt on the table, you're able to sell those things. It's definitely a great way to still now to make money.
Yeah, see, even like with my CD, I have it like framed because it's special to me. It's just
Yeah.
like when
Yep.
people get plaques and things like that for achievements. It's just like, wow, it's amazing. People love that. Like for me, I'm the type of person that loves a book in my hands as opposed to just an audible book. I'll
Right.
listen to an audible book. I'll listen to things as I'm driving down the road, but I love to have I love to have a physical book in my hand. Even the Bible, I like to read the Bible in my hand. and I loved it. I ride in my wife's car, and she's got a CD player in there,
Oh,
and
nice.
yo, it's like I put it in. I'm like, wow, this sounds so good on the CD, and we love it. It's just really cool. But we forgot about it because everything is streamed and
Hmm.
on our iPhones and iPods and iPads and everything else. So, yeah, vinyl and CDs are very, very important um, to have, and they just like, and they also show people that you're serious about what you're doing. That like they're like, I'm going to invest in you because you're willing to invest into yourself too,
Right.
and they're going to want to support you every single time. How can I support you? I remember one of my good friends, Scott. Man, he shout out to Scotty if he hears this. He said, "Yo, when are you ever going to have some merch and stuff?" I'm like, "Man, God will take care of it. God will take care of it." And that was me first starting out, green behind the ears. He's like, "Dude, but you're missing out on people that want to support the ministry and support these things." And I'll admit that, bro. I was looking at it at a wrong way, and then now, listen, I've made way more money for the ministry and stuff like that by having CDs and having product that people can get than not having it. The streams will never do what having a vinyl or I don't have vinyl, but CDs did have done for me. Again, I
Mhm.
had 100 of them. I saw that times 10. That's $1,000. Do you know how many streams you need to have to make $1,000? You need to have quite a bit of streams.
Yeah, you need to. Yeah, it's
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous.
It's
Definitely.
ridiculous. So I really hope we get back to that point to where we could go to stinking the park and I could pop my trunk or something and sell it. Like I think that's still the way to go, bro.
Yeah, that's
I
what it
do,
looks
man,
like.
because I think you can make more money than streams. We've just followed the trend of the world and doing it. So I want to talk about a third way to a tangible item that you can have, and us at Infiltrate Records are big on this. A few years ago, I really didn't know much about it, but for me, I love it, and I'll explain to you why here. But that is called NFTs, right? So what is an NFT? I'll give you a little knowledge on that. It's a non-fungible
Mhm.
token, right?
Yep.
It's a limited edition or singular crypto asset, right? So you still confused? Fungible is an obscure word meaning that something can be replaced with an identical interchangeable unit. So think of a dollar bill, right? It spins the same as any other dollar bill, right? A dollar bill is fungible until that dollar gets put in a frame behind the cash register at a local coffee shop or cafe or something like that, or is autographed by LeBron James. Suddenly that bill is unique. It's limited, non-fungible. It can't be replaced, right? It can't be replaced. So an NFT is a unit of data that lives on a blockchain, okay? Similar to a fungible cryptocurrency such as ETH or BTC. It can be held, bought, or sold in a similar way. However, here's the catch: the non-fungible aspect of the token is what makes an NFT a verifiably limited digital item. Limited to what? To your brand, to you. You have something that somebody else does not have. It holds value for you and your music. So think of it like a tradable receipt on a public ledger that anyone can view, and this receipt proves something. What that something is can differ depending on the NFT, right? An NFT can signify ownership or stake, community membership, access to a particular work, right? So me and Pure are going to be putting out our single before too long. Let's go. If we have a non-fungible token and it says let's go on it and it's patentized and we've got something different on there, then that is access to our particular work. And we've created that open exclusively to help our ministry sustain and also to provide our fans and supporters and stuff like that and backers something of value for our particular work. Also, it can you can make an NFT to support an artist or a cause. It's proof of participation and much more. It could also represent the deed to your house, your health records, proof that you were once a customer of a five-star restaurant on its opening night. That you went to a Three and Pure concert. A sword you earned in, or something like that. Like something that you've done. It could represent your profile pic or avatar, a backstage pass or ticket. People need to have this NFT. They get it. It supports the ministry, and they get back backstage or VIP access, So, possibilities for music related NFTs include, this is where it comes into music, guys: single or album, artwork, lyrics, video content, community membership, and more. Game changer, game changer. And I think the number one thing, Pure, that people get wrong about music NFTs is we have a long tradition of thinking about music economies in terms of direct ownership of tangible items. So let's think vinyl records, CDs, sheet music. Even a download on your hard drive is yours. In a way, you control the thing that is that either is or duplicates, or I guess the word I'm looking for is replicates the music, right? So for our conversation, though, it's important to clarify that a music related NFT is not the music file or image itself. It's not a WAV file or JPGs, right, for pictures and so forth. They don't live directly on a blockchain. They often live on your own website or on Bandcamp or on a blockchain adjacent storage service like IPFS or it's called Arweave, I believe it is. ARWEAVE. I'll get into those things in a separate video. I'm not going to go off on a rabbit trail on those things, but what I'm trying to tell you, artists, is that an NFT is essentially a transaction record that points to a work or a project, right? What do you have, artists, that you're doing? You have a single, you have a work, you have a project, you have something that you're working on, a mixtape, whatever that is, a book, I don't know. It says something about how that art is made, shared, controlled, or otherwise contextualized. It says something about the relationship between the NFT holder and its creator. This is one of the most commonly misunderstood things about NFTs. You're not buying the music, you're not buying the file, you're buying an indicator, right? So
Right.
I just want people to understand that. We'll get into NFTs in a whole separate episode because we could be here for hours. So we're not going to drop all of our knowledge on that. But at Infiltrate Records, if me and Pure want to submit in for an NFT, we can get our own NFT patentized, limited edition, single, one of a kind. Me and him have a separate way to create another revenue source, something that sticks out, an identifier to the things that we're doing.
Yeah. Man, I'm learning a lot myself. Let me tell you. Let me tell you.
Yeah,
I'm
so
learning
I
a
know
lot
that's a
myself.
lot, but
Yeah,
this is invaluable,
it
right?
is. It's
What
great,
I'm
man.
talking about.
Just to give some context, actually, I have a little bit of experience with NFT as well.
Okay. Yep.
Think about if you have a single out and you wanted to sell it on iTunes. Let's say it's selling for 69 cents or 99 cents, let's say, and someone, downloads it or whatever, and you
Yeah.
get the 99 cents. That's great. So I attached that song that's you could download for 99 cents on iTunes. I attached it to an NFT. One NFT someone bought for $40. Okay, so you could see there's value there with NFTs. Now that person, like you said, like 3 was saying, has like that indicator, like I have this, you know what I mean, NFT from this artist. And later on down the line, the value of that could go up, depending on how things work out or whatever. But it's just another, again, it's something to really look into. There definitely is a lot of misinformation out there. So it's important to really get your facts straight about it and approach it with the right knowledge of it that 3 was talking about, because there's a lot of misconceptions. But yeah, it's another great way. I'll go on an even larger scale. I heard about a couple years ago, Tory Lanez, he sold some NFTs, and I think something within, like, I don't know, like 10 minutes or something like that, he off his NFT, he made like over $1 million or something like that. You
Yep.
know what I mean?
Yep.
Just from NFT. So it's definitely, something to pay attention to, look into, build your knowledge on, and definitely look into it for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's the number 4 way: vinyl, CDs, NFTs, right? We got into pretty deep on the NFTs, but we'll get into more in a separate video. And number 5, make sure that you know what a PRO and mechanical royalties are. I've talked to a lot of artists and I'm like, are you signed up with BMI or ASCAP? And they're like, hold on, do what? I'm signed up with DistroKid. Like,
Mm.
hold on. Yeah. Do you know that you can make money when you do a live show, that you need to be submitting your set list into BMI or ASCAP, your performance royalty organization, you should be getting paid for doing a show, right? Not just the tickets that people are buying, but because you're doing a show and your music is being replicated, it's being reproduced. And guess who created it? You are the creator of that. So if something is being reproduced or replicated or streamed or whatever, then you need to be getting paid for that. And a show is doing that. Um, so let me talk about this, right? You know, public performance royalties are generated when a musical composition is performed in a live venue, played on the radio, TV, filmed, or streamed on a digital streaming platform. You need to be signed up. The two most famous in America, your performance royalties, they pick up your if Pure is in New York and I'm in Florida and our music gets played in a coffee shop in California, how are him and I going to know that it got played? That's where the PRO will pick up. Okay. But you got to submit in the music and the work that you're doing into BMI or ASCAP, right? You've got to do that. Okay. Because if you don't do that and you don't submit it, you got to you got to do it. It's a little bit of extra work, but it'll pay off in the end because you don't want your music getting played and it's not getting picked up. So think of a performance rights organization as a broker and think about it as United States. Okay. Now, that's very, very important. Anything you want to hit on the performance royalties, bro?
Oh yeah. I mean, I agree with you 100%. I talk to a lot of people and as well, and they don't know what a PRO is sometimes when I mention it or I talk about it. And it's extremely important because your music is like it's an intellectual property, right? So when with an intellectual property, it comes with a set of rights, so like you said, if anybody is playing your music in a like you said, a coffee shop, or if you're performing live on stage, or any public space or radio or something, that's something specifically called performance royalties. And the way that you capture that and you get paid for those things is through your PRO. There's 99.999% of like independent artists are going to be with either BMI or ASCAP. The other one that's here in America is CSAC. But as far as I'm concerned, still you need an invitation to be with CSAC. So you're going to be with either ASCAP or BMI here in the United States. There are other ones outside of the country, and they're called something else. I don't know the names of all of those or whatever. But here in the United States is BMI or ASCAP. So those are your performance royalties, and then you also, what else they capture is your mechanical royalties. Which is something a little bit different. That's like money owed on a song when it's like streamed or downloaded, or if it's reproduced as like a CD or vinyl, you get your mechanical royalties that way. So there's two different kind of royalties that your PRO is responsible for keeping track of and paying you for, and that is totally separate from your streaming royalties, like from DistroKid and CD Baby and TuneCore, that when you give to a distributor, then all of a sudden you're getting this money from like Spotify and iTunes or whatever. Spotify and iTunes, they have to pay that off, but they also have a relationship with these PROs because they also have to pay out these mechanical royalties as well to you. All right, so that's something that you really, really need as an artist to be doing. There's other things that I'm sure we'll get into another video at another time. Things like Sound Exchange and the MLC and Harry Fox. Those are different things. That's like more on the publishing side. But as an artist, 100%, there's no like wiggle room with this. You need a PRO. You need to be signed up with them. You need to be registering your music with them because you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you don't.
Exactly. So mechanical royalties are paid to the owner of a musical composition for the right to reproduce it through recording, manufacturing, and distribution. This includes when a song is streamed on a platform like Spotify, downloaded as an MP3, or manufactured into a CD. Mechanical royalties are often paid directly to the publisher, but can also be paid through a mechanical rights agency's collection services. Okay. Right. And then your performance royalties paid to the owner of a musical composition for the right to play it in public. This includes when a song is played on the radio, in a retail store, or on television. Performance royalties are collected and distributed by performing rights organizations, so PROs, which monitor where and how often songs are played and pay songwriters their share. So that is what PRO and mechanical royalties are. You need to be signed up with BMI or ASCAP. We will have the link to that in the description of this video, okay, as well. So, and to Printful and Printify, and stuff like that. A couple of drop shipping companies as well. If you have a website and are looking at drop shipping, and Shopify as well. Just so you have it. And if you're an artist, Pierre and I too, we want to invite you too. If you need help and you need things too, us at Infiltrate Records can, help you out. We'd like to take a listen to your music, and more importantly, we really want to make sure you have a heart for God. But is there anything else you want to leave listeners with, Pierre, before we wrap up here, brother?
Oh yeah, and then you kind of right at the end there, you kind of touched on it. I mean, all of these things are very, very important. It's a lot of good knowledge, a lot of gems
Yeah.
that were just dropped here. Um, I know for us, as you said, if you ever need information and stuff like that, we are available. You could reach out to us. There's going to be links and different things like that in the description. We want you to succeed. We want you to win. That's what we're here for. We're here for community, for unity, and to help, to push, to grow. That is our mission, is to help others. How can we help you? And the most important thing is your heart, your belief for God, your faith. All of this is tied in together with Him. All things are done and are possible through Him and because of Him. So I just want to wish you guys all the success. I pray that you guys take this knowledge and seek for more. And in your heart, you just seek God, you seek Jesus. If you want to know more about that, that's what's the most important thing, is that we want to know your heart, and we want your heart to be with Jesus.
Amen, bro. I cannot reiterate that enough. If you do not know Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior, you can reach out to us at info@infiltraterecords.com. You can find Pure Lyrics on IG. You can find me on IG under 3 or Infiltrate Records. That's what we do this for. That's what, all of this stuff is gifts and knowledge that God gives us to point back to God. And that's it. We can't buy your heart. No amount of money can replace your heart condition. And that's one thing that's the most important thing that Pure and myself have in common, is that we love God with all of our heart, soul, and mind, that He's changed us through the power and the working of the Holy Spirit in our lives. And we want you to know that. Okay. So you matter. I can't stress that enough. And then today, to reiterate 5 ways to make music, make sure you have a website, a home to call your own, live shows, have merch, drop shipping. We've explained what that is. Teach what you know. If God gives you a gift and it's vocals or guitar lessons or making beats or whatever, reading music, teach what you know, because you can make money as a consultant or a teacher, right? And there are platforms that you can use, again, to share your classes and sell your courses, because a workman is worthy of their wages. But again, make sure you have a website. Number 4 was vinyls, CDs, and we explained a little bit about NFTs. And number 5, make sure you know what a PRO and your mechanical royalties are. Okay, performance right organization and mechanical royalties. Make sure that you are signed up with BMI or ASCAP. Again, we will put the link in descriptions for the drop shipping, for some platforms that you can utilize. Our email will be in the description of this video. Also, Cathro's music, Pure Lyrics, his YouTube channel absolutely will be tagged and be in the description of this video, along with my information as well. And more importantly, again, if you don't know Jesus as your Lord and personal Savior, we are here for you. We want you to know that you matter, that you care, that you are cared about. And we just pray for nothing but success in your lives. And the most important thing is, if you want all of this to work, keep God first in your life. If you keep God first and you pursue righteousness out of a pure godly heart, then the Lord will guide your steps, and the Lord will open up doors that no man can shut. So, there's things we got to do in the natural, and there's things that God's doing working behind the scenes. So, you matter. Don't give up. Keep going. Get the help that you need as well. And again, we thank you for tuning in to this episode of the Infiltrate podcast presented by Infiltrate Records. Pure, I thank you for your time, brother.
Yes,
And
sir.
just taking time out of your day, and we will be having other videos coming out pretty much every week. There'll be education and different things like that that'll be coming out, if not more, and that'll be on our YouTube and all that stuff. So thank you. Until next time, Pure and I are out. Peace.
Peace.